ActionSA in Ekurhuleni says the ANC-EFF alliance has pushed the metro municipality to the brink of financial collapse. The party accuses the coalition of protecting the Speaker from accounting on urgent council matters. For more on this discussion, we're now joined by Ekurhuleni ANC Regional Task Team Convener, Nkosindiphile Xhakaza. So, very good evening. Appreciate your time. Now, bring us up to speed with some of these allegations and I suppose a little bit of mudslinging that's going on in Ekurhuleni.
No, thank you very much for having us, and of course for the opportunity to engage on the topic that is closer to our people's hearts. I might not have gotten the brief on what the ActionSA has said, but as you know, ActionSA is an opposition. It is a party in council, and their views really are to oppose the coalition government. It doesn't matter what work that we do; they will always occupy that space to oppose, even not considering the facts that are actually before them.
So the accusations of the Speaker being protected from accounting on urgent council issues. That's one of the issues that is raised.
Well, the council meeting last week on Thursday, it was adjourned by the Speaker, following incidences of disruptions and violence by the EFF caucus, charged at the DA caucus on allegations that there is racial remarks which were made, and that those remarks needed to be dealt with. And of course, as a responsible party, through our chief whip in council, who is very experienced, coming from the ANC, we had to convene a multi-party to actually ensure that the allegations are being listened to and that they are being channeled to the appropriate structures, including the ethics and the fact that the criminal charges have actually been laid. And our interest really was to ensure that we put everybody back into the chamber to ensure that the council continues to discharge its duties. And but the Speaker had already adjourned, the meeting, citing, her responsibility to protect councillors, to protect the decorum of council. And I'm sure the Speaker can better elaborate on that. The meeting was postponed for today. For tomorrow. That it will resume the work, tomorrow. We have since received a correspondence from the Office of the Speaker indicating that the meeting will not sit due to some other outstanding, reports on their part. We think we will be engaging with the Office of the Speaker tomorrow to seek further clarity, because indeed there are urgent matters before council which need to be resolved, just to ensure the continuation of delivery of services.
So let's talk about the significance of the institutional review and why ActionSA claims that the ANC-EFF coalition is deliberately hindering its adoption.
Well, I must say that there are two items which are critical amongst the items meant for discussion. One of the items is the oversight reports on the annual report, which needs to be considered as the AG finalize his analysis and his report in terms of the state of the audit. But the second item is the institutional review, which we have a responsibility as the ANC, as part of the coalition government to actually drive. And the institutional review really takes to what type of structure do you put up, the organogram do you put up that is relevant that is efficient, that is effective to actually deliver on the needs of our people in Ekurhuleni. And it is a critical structure, because you do need a capable, administration to actually take forward, the IDPs of our people, to ensure that, services are being delivered. And any delay, indeed, it does, affect the speed within which we plan to deliver services, and the speed within which we plan to ensure that the necessary capacity, technical capacity, the engineers, we do have them, and those, offices or posts that are becoming vacant, we do advertise them to onboard the critical, skills. And indeed, it is an area of worry, and it is an area that we do need to push and ensure that it doesn't compromise the quality of giving services to our people.
I'm glad you raised the issue, MMC, of service delivery. What do you think are the implications of service delivery based on the various disagreements and back and forth that goes on with these coalitions and in the coalition governments, particularly when you take into account, if you look at 2024 on the horizon and the more likelihood of a greater need for coalition governments?
Well, I mean, the implications, of having, more than one party in driving the executive business are always, if you look at them broadly, and I mean, to a certain extent undesirable, because if you've got, one party at the helm, you are able to drive with speed, service delivery, because there is a, one policy, framework. You don't have contending views in terms of the political mandate and the program that emanates from the promises that we would have made to our people, but also just on the speed and the discipline that we actually need. And what we pride ourselves as the ANC is that over time we've learned, we've built necessary capacity, we understand what accountability means. We're actually even leading, some of the wards. So the onus is really on us to ensure that we discharge services. And the challenge is really, it's when you have coalition partners who probably do not see, the need, for, one particular program, and then, for instance, in this case, we've got the institutional review before us, and we feel that it is critical for us that when we start 2024, we start with the right capacity in the city to be able to discharge services, and this does impact on the quality of the services that we render, and is an area that we think we need to spend time as well, just to navigate the political management of coalition. And unfortunately, at our level, we can only oversight service delivery. We can only ensure that or call for a speedy delivery of services. We do not have much role in the formulation of coalition. It lies up with upper structures. We have to await their governance. Where we are now is to ensure that we pull everybody, we use our experience, we use our leadership, and this we do in order to ensure that we give better services to our communities.
Now, as we draw the conversation to a close, let's talk a little bit about the finances of the municipality. What sort of state are the finances, and are you happy with where they are?
Well, I mean, we have been in a better state of finances. If you look into the previous term, led by an ANC, ANC-led coalition, you would understand the robustness that we're delivering services which were impactful, backed by a financially sound position of the city. We have noted, of course, the regress. Of course, one of the contributing factors is the impact of COVID on municipalities, on the ability of our communities to actually pay for services. But we've also noted the period where the city has been led by DA-led coalition, which was also dismal. And we feel that there should be improvements. We're worried about the cash position of the city. We're also worried about the revenue that the city is generating, and we feel that these are the areas that we should be paying much attention on to ensure that we implement revenue generation programs, that we drive the collection, that we ensure that those who are able to pay, they do pay, and those that were not able to pay, they take advantage of indigence and debt rehabilitation programs so that we can be assisted by national government in terms of some of the pronounced intervention meant to alleviate pressures of the future. Our stand is that we should be showing improvements, and we are emphasizing to our coalition partners on the need to speed up, put more efforts on the revenue generating programs, but also to look at the cash, the liquidity of the city, to ensure that it continues to pay for services, and then there are no risk areas that will negatively impact the delivery of services in a sustainable way.
Nkosindiphile, appreciate your time. Thanks so much for speaking to us this evening. That was Ekurhuleni ANC Regional Task Team Convener Nkosindiphile Xhakaza.